I feel like I may have burned a bit of my eyes trying to fix the light because it was very bright earlier. I had to put on a shirt and the paper towel on it so it's not as now I feel sleepy because of this. I wasn't very sleepy earlier. Next time, I should not stare directly at the light. I should go like this. Because I was staring at it. I wasn't thinking. Sometimes my brain works very intricately, but sometimes not at all. I'm not sure if there is an in-between. So I have washed my face. And I have changed into the pajamas. So I feel, and I have had a very satisfying dinner. So I feel like I am fit and prepared to go back to the basement. Because the basement has been calling me. So I have to go. Not I have to go as in bye-bye, but I have to go down in the basement. I just have to make sure that I have my protective gear on. You can come with me if you want. Just make sure you also have some bit of extra layer of something. I'm not sure where you need it. Maybe in your brain or in your heart or in your soul, but wherever you need it most. If you wanna go with me, you have, maybe it's best to put them on, because I need the entire armor for this. So now I feel like I'm inside my knight in shining. I feel like this armor, this medieval armor came with a sword just in case. I feel like so I should I close my eyes? Or well, I'm in the basement already, inside my ear. I don't think I ever had to close my eyes to imagine anything really. Do you have to close your eyes when you have to imagine something? That would be cool though. But for me, because sometimes imagination, the images, they're so intrusive. I'm just going about on my day and then bam! Fantasy world. Bam! It doesn't need my consent. It just goes on. And it's not just I find myself there, it's as if I'm watching an entire movie with the different frame sizes or the feelings. It's very real when these things happen. But I would like to also inform you that I don't I'm not a threat to the society when this happens, because I don't just, for example, I'm crossing the road when this happens. I don't just stop in the middle of the road. I'm still walking. I'm still continuing with my physical form, whatever it is that I'm doing. It's just that there's something else that's happening in my brain, but I'm present in both. Is that also how it happens for you? Because I'm very intrigued by the different ways a brain can work, and apparently they can work in so many different ways, and it's all very interesting. So now I'm in the basement. Are you in the basement with me? So I'm not sure why I'm here though. What am I trying to do really? But I'm sure that now, today, for example, the trip to the basement is out of curiosity, but the first one, when I found myself in the basement, that's not my own doing. I just found myself there and I got myself out. That's my own doing. I found myself there and then I got myself out. The taking myself out is my own doing, at least. And now I'm returning because there's some curious things and maybe unfinished business in there. So yeah, and in this basement earlier, I already saw a trailer of this. I already saw a trailer of this earlier in this afternoon. So I guess that's where I should begin. Sometimes I kind of grab the thing when I don't have the time to explore it. I grab the thing, I put it in a shelf, and then I come back to it when, for example, now I don't have to work. I have washed my face, so I'm ready to explore. So yeah, I can take it out of the shelf and open it on the first thing that came to me earlier, which is a forest. It's a forest of trees, very tall trees, but they have very dark wood. When you're far away, you think that this entire forest has burned down and it's made of charcoal just standing up. But as I walk closer, I see that these trees are still alive. They don't have leaves, and it's just the trees. With the branches, and they're not like an oak tree like this. They're more pointing up like that, like and in here, in this place, it's the sky is also dark, but for some reason there is no storm. The sky is just naturally dark. It's not hostile either. There are no thunderstorms or some. There are no thunder. There's no strong wind. It's just dark like that. So The sun may not be present, but the sky is not angry. So I walk with my armor that I'm really struggling to keep my balance on this thing. I feel like I'm walking like, and when, like, Sorry, I got distracted by the sounds outside. And I walk. And I can hear the sound of this armor. Like, and as I approach the forest, apparently there's a wizard there, or the forest guard, or I'm not sure what really is he doing there. He's just sitting on a stump with his little, not little, but with his cloak and all. Even if he wears dark clothing, I can feel that this wizard has a heart of gold. So I was there with my armor, like silly, like and this wizard goes, "I've seen you before." I'm like, "You did?" "Yeah, you were here all the time." He said, "I was here all the time?" And the wizard was like, "Yes, when you were little, you were here all the time. You always run in here, you took the fruits, you ate them, and then you often get sick, and then you'll disappear, and then you'll come back, you're gonna eat the fruits again, and then you get sick, and on and on and on." And so I've been here before. So I went to the forest, and this wizard forest guard walked with me. And apparently these trees bear poisonous fruits. Then he said again that when I was a kid, I just go there and eat the fruits because I feel compelled to do that. And then he said, "Well, now that you're big, now that you're grown, you have your own mind and you can make your own decisions. You know, you don't have to eat the fruits. Just because the trees give them to you, or that you'll have this entire forest in this basement that bears fruits, you don't really have to eat them. You can just study them or pick one, slice it, look at what's inside, and then put it back somewhere, or plant them, or see how these trees change over time, or you can even burn the entire forest down if you want," he said. But then I'm like, well, I don't want to burn this entire forest. I don't want to burn the entire forest because I feel that there is something beneath the ground. That if I burn the forest, I will also lose access to these things. I feel that there is something shining beneath the ground. I just have to find out what they are. Yeah, because when I look at the ground, now that I'm trying to really pay attention on the things, on where I am in this basement, when I look on the ground, I can see some glowing spots. The glowing spots are moving. I'm like, what are these things? I have not seen these things before. The glowing spots, now that I look up, it's illuminating the entire forest. What happened? Because earlier when I was far away, there's no light in there. I can see some vague sort of silhouette. There is a bit of light somewhere, enough, just enough for me to see the trees a little bit. Like, imagine a forest in at night. It's similar. But then now that I'm here, I'm like, what happened? Maybe I stepped on something, and then now the light has been activated. Or did I bring the light without really knowing it? And then I look around and the wizard is not there anymore. Now I'm alone in this forest. Well, now I'm here. 100% here. I think. I can still feel myself in the forest with all the glowing lights, and where did the wizard go though? Did the wizard? Did the wizard? Where did he go though? But yeah, I guess the greatest thing that he gave me was the realization that I don't really have to eat the fruit just because the trees are giving them to me. And I now know that it's poisonous. And another thing that I forgot to mention to you, that the effect of the fruit is that the wizard, he also had this information that if I eat this fruit now that I'm big and grown and can make choices of my own, my nails will grow very long and needles will come out of my mouth, and everyone in my close proximity will be hurt. So just because a forest with poisonous fruits exists somewhere in my basement, it doesn't mean that I have to consume the fruits. I can just explore the forest, study it, paint it, if I want to write about it, or have conversations with the wizard that's there. I wonder where the wizard went. He's just running somewhere. Or did he become the stars? I don't know what happened to him. Or is he from the stars? Is that why when we explored the forest together, there are some glowing lights all of the sudden beneath the soil? So yeah, that's what I explored just now, the forest. And I'm safe. I'm still me. And another thing that I would like to share is that I once got this feedback while I was in a class. Or maybe I have talked about this. I forgot already if I had talked about this or not. Someone once told me that I often sound like I'm on LSD. I'm not. And I before that, before I got involved in this class where people have to share things sometimes that is going on during the meditations, I thought that everyone's brains work like that. I just assumed for some reason. Maybe because I see myself in the mirror and hey, I'm a human. And I see them and they, hey, they're humans. And in the books we have the way they drew the brain. The brain looks like the same for everyone else. So maybe that's part of why I assume that it's just the same for everyone else, the things that are going on. And apparently there are people who need help of a drug to achieve this kind of state in the mind. And I'm not sure what to feel about that. Maybe you can take me to a tour to your brain, because I'm really intrigued by how other brains work, because this is my brain. I wonder how differently, or what kind of things or imagery are in other people's brains if they're not the same as this. Maybe you can enlighten me a bit. That would be cool.